Party people, what's going on? Y'all straighten up here. So we wiped off that good. Lighting good, lined up, cool. Shout out to everybody coming on in. First off, let me just say thank y'all for all the love and support. This is a live broadcast, so your comments to the side, we can see them whether you're on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. You can actually just comment and talk to us. We'll be able to pull something up during the Q&A at the end. We'll put your question on the screen, and myself or Tyrone will answer them. This is, let me tell everybody what's going on. This is like my virtual podcast. I've been podcasting for a while, but of course we're in quarantine. Everybody can't reach out to each other, so I'm just using the platform for Bama fans and SEC fans kind of check up on some of our favorite players and personalities, just seeing what they're up to, making sure they're holding tight, while the quarantine and everything is going on. So it's just a fun way for us to interact with, the people that we grew up admiring, the people that we cheer for on Saturdays. So it's pretty cool. The guy that's about to come into the podcast today, I know y'all know him for the catch. I know y'all know him for that great game he had against Florida, but as I've gotten to know him and some of his family members over the years, there's so much more to him, man. So much more to him than just that catch, and y'all gonna get to see a lot of that today. One of my favorite guys from Heflin, Alabama. A lot of y'all ain't never been to Heflin. You probably drove by the sign on the interstate, but you ain't never really been to Heflin, man. One of my favorites. I'm gonna bring him on in here. Tyrone Prothro. What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Was the intro good enough? Was that up to standard?
Oh, that was great. That was great. That was perfect.
First of all, man, how you and the family holding up right
We doing good, man. We just trying to make do with what we got. Get to spend a little more time with each other. I get a little bit more Madden time in since I'm stuck in the house. But other than that, man, we doing good. We trying to wipe everything down as we touch everything, wash our hands every time. So we making it, man. We doing it.
Yeah, how you said you played Madden. Who's your squad on there? I gotta ask.
Majority of the time I play with the Cowboys, but I also play with
Really?
the 49ers. I mean, it's the Cowboys, man. Got to play with the Cowboys.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I appreciate you just taking this time out, man. Like I was saying in the intro, we Bama fans, man, and we SEC fans. So when y'all we follow y'all names and y'all personalities for a long time, and I know with this would have been what, the 15th year anniversary of the catch this fall.
Right.
So I know things are looking grim as if we're even gonna have a season or not this year. So I was like, man, let me talk to Pro, man. See, with
15 years.
15 years, man, that time fly, right?
It's a long time, man. It's a long time.
Yeah. So what do you remember about that day, the day of the catch? What do you remember? I know you've been asked a million times about the catch, but the day, like leading up to it, just being in the stadium, what do you remember?
Oh, really? Just kind of a calm day. It was of course, Southern Miss always comes to play us tough, but it was at the point we were in the season and the pieces we had in place, we definitely felt like that was a game that we should handle pretty handily, but just leading up until the point where we went behind, it was just kind of like, what's going on, and even leading up until the play, it was like fourth and 12, and we made a decision to go for it right before the half, to try to get some kind of momentum going. And really it was just outsides we had go routes, and then on the inside we had to go route with me one-on-one with the safety. And like I tell everybody, it was kind of just a situation where if I was running by myself and the ball was in the air, then I threw my hands up like I normally would. If I was by myself, he just happened to be in between my arms when I threw my hands up.
I'm trying to show the video as you're talking there. I don't know if the people saw it or not. But But man, it was a crazy day. I remember watching it, and I remember just being frustrated because I was thinking like,
Oh
oh
yeah,
man, it's Southern Miss. We down by like 2 scores,
yeah,
nothing's really working. I'm like, come on, man. And then this happens, and it was like at the time I knew it was a great catch. I remember, but I was still so frustrated that I didn't
yeah.
even enjoy the catch real time. I was like, we still struggling. That's all I was thinking about.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those games. Like I said, they had pretty good players, and those players, some of them had have chips on their shoulders. They think they should have, they should have been able to play at Alabama. They feel like they should have had a scholarship, to come play at Alabama. So a lot of them they come with a chip on their shoulder, and
Mm,
that's what they did. Up until the catch, I mean, they were playing some pretty good ball to kind of keep us honest, but just that momentum and the leadership that we had on that team with D'Amico Ryans and Brody on the offense.
mm.
It was just kind of one of those things where like we wasn't gonna let this team get out of Bryant Denny with a win, and the play kind of sparked the energy that we
Mhm.
had, and then after that we kind of got on our game and start playing the way we know how to play.
Right. It's so crazy, man, that people compare with the Odell Beckham catch and the San Francisco 49ers catch in the end zone. How does that feel living through that for you?
Oh, I mean, it just feels good. Like even like you said, 15 years, and still to this day, people I get asked about that catch, and people still remember the catch. Even with me teaching in the classroom now, like a lot of my kids that I have wasn't born in 2005, or they were at least 1 or 2 years old. So just showing my kids, a lot of them don't know who I am unless their parents told them about it. So just showing
Right.
my kids and then seeing the look on my kids face whenever I show them, they're like, wait, that's you play for Alabama? And I just kind of chuckle because a lot of them don't know, they weren't born then. So even to
Wow.
this day, 15 years later, still showing it, still getting recognized for it. I'm grateful and I'm appreciative for it.
And you brought up the school. You're up there at Jasper with the Vikings, right?
Yes, sir.
Y-
At Jasper High School, coaching receivers and returners, and then I actually teach help in the classroom. So, just going on my third year there, and then just being in the classroom and trying to, really just trying to influence not only my athletes, but trying to influence any kid that I can in the school. Just about my lifestyle and just how to persevere through anything, man. It's just trying to be a positive role model to kids.
Gotcha. Now, Jasper, where you coach, are they in the same division as your old high school? Is it a possibility y'all might run into each other down the road?
No, no, we were in 5A last year, and then of course the reclassification and all that, we got moved up to 6A.
Hmm.
So we're actually in the division with you got Jo, you got Minor, Gardendale, just to name a few, Henson Valley, Mortimer Jordan. So we got a pretty tough region, but I think with the guys we got coming back and the places we have in peace, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, you mentioned my high school, J.O. Jackson Nolan. That's where I
Uh-huh.
graduated. And there was a young man that graduated from there who's about your size, your build, who played for Alabama a few years before you, David Palmer. Have you
Ooh.
had many conversations with Deuce?
Well, I've had signings, and Deuce my dog, man. He just I joke with him all the time. I tell him if I was around back in his day, he wouldn't have been recruited. But we joke all the time, and like I said, Deuce is my guy, man, and he was one of the guys that I grew up idolizing him, and Barry Sanders. Like those were two of my favorite guys, man, and that's who I kind of idolized my game after,
Mhm.
and of course when I got older, of course just kind of building on myself. But those are my guys, man.
Man, so you still keep in touch with David the Deuce Palmer. What about Coach Shula? I know he's up there at Denver Broncos now, the
right?
quarterback coach, and you've spoken his praises over the years. Do you still keep in contact with Coach?
Yeah, I actually talked to him probably about 2 weeks ago. He actually we were texting back and forth, had a pretty lengthy text conversation, but he was telling me about about the Denver deal and just asking him how the girls are doing and the wife, Miss Sherry. But Coach Shula's my guy, man, and I'll forever love him for everything the opportunity that I had with him at Alabama. Um, really just over the years, kind of I guess when I hear people, bash him and I hear people, talk bad about him about having me in the game, like I just feel like uh, that's a situation. You're up 31-3, and the magnitude of that game as an athlete. You want to stay in the game, and what a lot of people don't realize is that was probably our offensive starter's last play of the whole entire game. So,
Mm-hmm.
it was just an injury that happened. I've never held nothing against him for having me in the game. Um, so I just when I hear people try to talk about him or bash him for not for having us in the game.
Right.
It really kind of pisses me off, and of course, if I see it on Facebook and I'm following them, then of
Check
course, you might get unfriended, or I might check it. But Coach Shula's my guy, man. He's always gonna be my guy. He led us through some tough times, and that 2005 season,
it.
I feel like had I not got injured, we possibly could have did some big things.
Yeah, I got the graphic up right now, man. As a fan, it was just crazy that it was such a talented team, and you had the biggest heart, but stature, one of the smallest players on there. And it's like when you go down, everything just changes. The energy, the offense, everything. 'Cause we started off undefeated until we got to that LSU game, which I remember went to overtime, and it just real
Right?
close ending, man. And Jamarcus Russell was the quarterback, and
I
I
know it.
remember after he scored and he slapped hand. The first thing he did was slap hands with one of our players, like respect, like
Yeah.
y'all took it there. But so you do feel like that '05 squad that could have been a national championship squad?
Well, he slapped hands with Jeremy Clark. Jeremy Clark, they both
Yeah.
Mobile guys down there. So he turned around and looked at him, slapped hands with him. But I definitely feel like that season was, it was like I said, the pieces we had in place, the pieces we had in place. I feel like we could have made that run for a national championship. And just with me going down, offensively, a lot of people don't realize how much I meant to the offense, whether I was getting the ball or not.
Mhm.
A lot of times I was a decoy. Yeah, I got the ball a pretty good bit, but a lot of times I was a decoy and open it up for other people to to succeed. So definitely going into that season, we had great expectations for the team that we had and expected to do as well as we did. Unfortunately, we ended up going 10-2 and beat Texas Tech in the Cotton Bowl.
Oh yeah, the money kick.
The money kid, they call it the ugliest, prettiest kick
It was
ever.
so ugly. That thing just wobbled up there, barely
It
went
did.
across the goal post. But hey, we'll take it.
The one thing that matters is that it went across that goalpost.
Absolutely. So you still keep in touch with a lot of different people. Your famous catch and your not so famous, infamous injury. We know about your side of it, but there were
Hmm.
two gentlemen on the other side of it. Jasper Falk was the
Hmm.
cornerback during the catch, and then Demetrius Webb of Florida was on the other side of the injury. Have you
Hmm.
talked to either one of those two guys since then?
I've never talked to either one of them.
Mm.
Just I guess I've never had the opportunity to reach out to them, or they've never reached out to me. We had our trainer Jeremy. He was on Southern Miss's sideline in 2005, and he
Mhm.
actually left for you and came back to Alabama after the catch, and he told me that he got Jasper to sign a picture of the catch, and so he probably the only one that has a autograph picture of the catch with me and Jasper Falk on it.
Oh wow! Oh well, we got
I
we got
heard
to
he wasn't too
find that.
happy about it though.
Yeah. Yeah, so I looked up D Webb on the internet, and
Hmm.
he had a career through the NFL for a short time, and then mostly through the CFL. He actually got a highlight of dirty hits. He got a YouTube highlight of his dirty hits, man,
Wow.
that a fan put together. That how you feel about that?
Well, I mean, he was projected to be, I think, a first or second round draft pick earlier in that season because he was, highly looked after, and after that game, I think, it really exposed him, um, and I heard his draft stock kind of dropped
Mm,
after that game, but I heard he was one of the in first second round draft pick as far as DBs go.
wow, interesting. So with everything that you've been through and everything that you've endured, every time we see you, you still smiling, you still shaking hands. You the hardest working man I've ever met because you gonna keep a job. Like
Got to keep one, man.
you do it.
Got to feed the
So
family.
yeah, so what role has your faith and just your family played in just the person that you are?
Well, I mean, you always gotta have that faith. You always got to put God first, and that's one thing I've always done, and I've always been taught. My mom taught me that at an early age, man. Always keep God first, and that's one thing that I've always live by. And you always got to have that hope in any situation that you go through. You got to have that faith and that hope, and then also just the support system that I have. My family's always, they've always had my back. Even some of my closest friends that I consider brothers and sisters. They've always had my back throughout the years. No matter what I've gone through, and just that faith, that hope, and that support system, man, it's kept me going. And then just having my wife Sydney, and then having my 6-year-old London, and then now my little girl, 5-month-old Layla. Those are the ones that keep me going and keep me striving to, because I got to provide for them,
Right.
and I don't want to fail and let them down. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna continue no matter what I do, no matter any of the obstacles that come my way. Um, it might kick me down, but it ain't gonna keep me out. So I'm gonna
Love it.
keep plugging along, and I'm always going, I'm gonna be me. Um,
Love it.
and that's one thing I've always learned is just be yourself. So I'm gonna always, if I see fans, I'm very rarely do I say no to people. It's only certain situations, but I'm always take pictures. Of course, if they come by my signs and stuff like that, I've always been courteous to people. So and, that's just me, and that's the way I've
Mhm.
grown up. So
Got it, man. I'm gonna show everybody the trying to show them this catch one more time, man.
okay.
But uh it I don't know, man. It's so many things I want to dig into, but you brought up your kids, so let's talk about the kids for a second.
Okay.
Who's the athlete of the kids? Anybody showing that
Well,
Prothro gene?
right now, my son London, he's only 6. He's playing baseball. He just got into coach pitch baseball, and he's doing pretty good. He can run pretty fast, but I got to teach him the form of running. Sometimes he kind of runs with that head down, but um, yeah, I don't know. Right now, it might be my little girl, because every time some kind of sports, I'm watching sports on TV, she's glued to the TV.
Mm,
And it may be because there ain't nothing else on the TV. That's the only thing Daddy watching, but she's glued to the TV, and she sits there and she stares at it. So interested to
wow.
see how she turns out also.
All right, cool, man. We're sitting here talking with Alabama and Heflin legend
Oh yeah.
Tyrone Prothro right now, man. I know the people in the comments are burning up right now. We got Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube going right now. So
Okay.
if y'all got any questions for Tyrone Prothro, go ahead and ask them. I'll put a few up on the screen and we'll get into it. But before we get into the questions, I gotta ask you. You wore the number 4 at
Okay.
Alabama, and it's becoming like a number of great players of wearing that number, man. It's probably that 4, that 8, that 12.
Right.
Who would you put on the Mount Rushmore of Alabama players that have worn the number 4 for the Crimson Tide?
Well, I mean, of course, there's been a lot of guys, man, that's worn the number. I kind of feel like I started a trend
Yeah.
because there was no number fours in the stores until after that 2003 season, my freshman year.
Right.
And I had a pretty good season, and then I guess people started requesting the number four, and then that's when four started. You start seeing four in the stores. But after me, I kind of go to my first one would be probably be Marquise Mays.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way he played the game, he kind of reminded me of myself, just as far as his
Mm-hmm.
size.
Right.
His heart, how he played the game. He was one of those ones. After I stopped playing, he was one of those ones where I kind of became a fan of the game and was able to sit back and watch other kids grow and progress. And he would probably be my first one. My
All right.
second one would probably be I probably had to go to Mark Barron.
Yeah.
Just at safety,
A
just the way
thumper.
he, yeah, just the way he played the game, come down and lay the lumber, and he can also cover. Um, and then my fourth one would probably be let's see, my fourth one would be Bo Jack. Eddie
Oh
Jackson.
man.
Eddie
You
Jackson.
forget about Eddie. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Just watching him play on defense and how he lurked the field, and then even watching him back there at punt return. I made a post the other day said only special people can get back there. Can return punts.
Right.
Just watching him get back there and seeing what he did. Like I said, it kind of reminded me of myself back there. So watching him and how he played the game, he would be my third one, and then my fourth one, man, it's got to be Jared Judy.
Yeah.
Just watching, how the game is evolving, and watching how watching guys route running, and just how they, he is one that I enjoy watching, and watching how he run routes, and watching how he makes guys look stupid when he's out there running routes, and
Right.
it's
The
kind of,
dead leg man. Whew.
yeah, man. He is just the way he approaches the game, and just his route running, man, is something serious.
All right. So to recap, you picked Marquise Mays,
He's Mays,
Mark Barron,
Mark Barron,
Eddie Jackson,
Eddie Jackson,
and Jared Judy.
Jared Judy.
And
That's
that's
it.
man, that's a list right there.
That's
That number
tough,
four.
and that's still some that I could have picked, man. But
Yeah.
just thinking off the top of my head, those are ones that that was just that really stood out and really made a difference.
Yeah. So do y'all walk in the locker room and you see a freshman with number four? You like, you got to come with it now. You're gonna rock that.
Well, I mean, you just kind of you look at him. Mostly the guys that are getting it are guys that are some
Pretty
dogs.
good.
So,
Yeah.
I guess a lot of guys probably know you don't touch number four unless you're gonna be a dog. so,
We love
so,
it.
so
All right.
just watching the guys that come out, the guys that get it, they're some ball players. So, I just enjoy watching.
Love it, man. Let's get to some of these questions right quick. I had one pulled up
Okay.
and then I lost it. Hold on, let me scroll back. Oh God, they asked a lot of them. All right, let's start here. There's a question from Facebook, Paul Stokes. His question is, Tyrone, yeah, pull the camera up to make your head go up to the top. But there you go. There you go. Pull it in.
Okay.
It says, what's your favorite Bible scripture in terms of staying true to the course from a motivational standpoint?
Uh, I mean, I'm not a Bible guru, but there's one. I don't know scriptures like that, but there's one that says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another," and that's one thing you can carry through. You can carry that through life, and you can carry that through sports. It's all about helping other people, man, and when everybody gets that understanding, I think this world will be a better place. It's all about helping your neighbor, and in sports, man, it's all about helping your teammate.
Mhm.
Not having an ego, and just being able to better each other.
Love it, man. Speaking of that, got a question from YouTube. The Chewmeister. Yeah, okay. Said, what was your favorite moment in the time that you played for Alabama, excluding the catch that you are well known for?
Well, I mean, my favorite moment would probably be, it's got to be the Florida game. I tell a lot of people, that's my best and my worst game all in one game. Uh, you know, Worst being the fact that I got injured, and the best just being,
Right.
just the atmosphere that the crowd brought. just being in that atmosphere and how loud it was, and they were probably the same way from the beginning of the game to the end. And
Mm-hmm.
just being, my junior year, and just having the type of game that that I had, and just being out there with my brothers, man. That's probably one of my favorite moments.
Yeah, man. I wanted to have some moments, in a football jersey for Bama, but if it wasn't for speed, height, agility, coordination, I've been a great player, man.
I
We
got
got
you.
another question from Michael Hancock on Facebook. He wants to know how you like coaching at Jasper City High School.
Oh man, it's been great coaching at Jasper. I mean, even from the first day that I got there, man, just the staff, the community, everybody's been behind me, and then just the seasons that we've been having, man, and the
Mhm.
kids, they bought into the program, and they listen to what the coaches have to tell them. So it's just been a pleasure, coaching, and continuing to coach there, because it's a good community, and it's a great place to coach.
All right, cool. I'm still scrolling through here, just a bunch of roll tides going. And now they asking me, oh, okay, let me answer this show. Question from Susan G. We just gonna call her Susan G. And she said that I guess she wants to know if the show in South Carolina is canceled. Y'all, the tour is on pause right now with the rest of the world. Every city, we had 22 cities, Tyrone, that we were going to tour to. Of
Okay.
course, this Corona has taken over and we're not able to do that. But I promise y'all, all 22 cities we will get back to. So we're just waiting on the cure and everything
Oh
right
yeah.
now. So once we get through that, then we'll be ready. All right, Erica Sterling on Facebook wants to know what's the most important thing you took with you after graduating from Alabama.
Just the most important thing really is, kind of a promise, that I made to my mom, was that I was gonna get my degree.
Mhm.
Regardless of what happened to me and what went on, while I was at Alabama, getting my degree, and just seeing how proud and how excited she was that that I graduated college and I got my degree. Really, that's the most important thing to me. Was that I stuck it out and I grinded through, even after my injury, and I still I went and got my degree. So that's the most important thing that I took with me after leaving Alabama.
All right, I think this next question is a setup
Uh oh.
from one of our favorite people, Crystal Johnson. She wants to know was your favorite Alabama women's basketball player.
Um. Well, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them, man. It's close to call, but I would have to say probably Crystal Johnson, number 5.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
I would
she
have to I would have to say her. That's my little sister.
Crystal doing all right in life. She doing
She's
all right.
doing all right.
Yeah, she
She's
collecting a
got
few rings and things.
oh yeah, she's got Hoover girls, doing what they need to do, and she's a great leader for them. So proud
Mhm.
of you, sister.
What up, Crystal? Got to get you on here in a minute too. All right, this one we'll get about two more good ones. Then I'll let you get back to what you was doing. But Joseph Lazada wants to know what teammates do you still talk to?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of them that I played with, and after that 2005 season, you kind of you lose touch with some of them, but I still talk to Terrence Jones, who's here in
Mhm.
Tuscaloosa with me. I still talk to Matt Cadell, still talk to Wallace Gilberry. Um, I talk to Brody every now and then.
Yeah,
It's been a while since I talked to him, but there's a few guys that that I still keep in contact. Rudy Griffin, just some of the guys that are are still in contact with me. It's not many of them, of course, but those are some of the guys that I'm still in contact with.
nice man. Them names bringing back memory. What up,
Oh
Gil?
yeah.
Gil Bear, man. All right, this from Susan G again. She wants to know, Jermaine, would you be a better assistant coach than player? You got all the stats and brain. Look, you see this couch? This is where I belong. I can see myself assistant coaching. I scheme up some things. I'm right
You
some
probably
of
could
the
do it.
time. Yeah, but I
You
just
probably
I
could do it.
yeah, I just never grew into, football size,
I got
man.
you.
Ain't no excuse because me and you the same height, but
I know
yeah,
it.
I didn't have that dog in me, man. So I got hit a few times. I didn't like it. I don't know
I
how
got
y'all like it, man. I do not like getting hit, but I can see myself being an assistant. That'd be pretty fun. All right, we'll get one last one here before we close out. Adam Barfield with the man, it's a nice fish you got that too. I'm sorry, my country boy came out. I saw that. Saw that. Looked like a bass. He says, what would you tell seniors to start and get their degree? Wait, let me read this right. Would you tell seniors to start and get their degree or go to the draft?
one thing about it, man, is if you are a highly talented player,
Mm-hmm.
and it's probably the same thing that Coach Saban would tell them, man. If you can go first round, you know, go do it. If you have that talent and you have the ability to put yourself in a situation to where you know, you can actually go in first round and it be legit, then it's more than just somebody telling you can go first round. But if you can actually have that talent and you got first round grade, and I say, man, go and be able to take care of yourself and your family. um but if not, man, stay and get your degree, stay one more year, and just kind of work on your craft. Graduate from college. It actually, that one extra year give you that opportunity to get your degree. But man, if you got the talent to go first round, and you know I don't have a problem with you, leaving early to go.
All right. Well, hey man, we appreciate you so much for your time, Pro. Good to catch up with you. I know all the fans are excited. These questions still rolling in. Y'all, we're gonna try to do this as much as possible. I'm finding legends, and they won't let me interview the current players, of course. Don't worry, I tried. They're gonna have to tell me no a few more times, but during this quarantine, man, we just checking up on guys like you. We just love and adore, first because of, the Crimson and the Saturdays, but then because of
Gotcha.
the people that y'all are. So, y'all, we're going to do as many of these as possible, man. But Prothro, thank you so much for coming on.
Man, I
Is that,
appreciate it.
yeah, are you planning on firing up that grill soon? I mean, we can.
Well, I fired it up probably about 2 weeks ago. I'm probably gonna, as much as we're gonna be out, be quarantined in this house, so
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna have to fire it up a couple times. But right now, man, just trying to stay safe from it. Got the Lysol and the Clorox wipes out here with me as I'm sitting out here. But probably gonna get a lot more Madden in. I don't want my wife to hear it, but probably gonna get a lot more Madden in.
I'm gonna have to fire them Saints, man, and see what you're talking about on there.
Bring them on. Bring them
Yeah.
on.
Any final thoughts for the people?
Man, just stay safe, man. Take care of your family. I know, it sucks for, the 2020 seniors, but at the end of this thing, I think they're probably, they may have something good for the seniors, but
Mhm.
your life is more important than anything. Your life is number one. So like I said, I know it sucks, but at the end of the day, we all know what's more important.
Amen to that. Y'all, Tyrone Prothro, bro, I appreciate you, man. Y'all stay
Appreciate
safe
you.
out there.
All right, roll tide, man.
Roll Tide, bro. Roll Tide. Man, good to chop it up with another Bama legend. Always so much fun. What a great dude. I told you, man. So many layers to him outside of that catch and the injury. So much more to him. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Looks like we had quite an audience in here on a Sunday. So real quick in the comments, I'm gonna get off here. But who would y'all like to see interviewed next, man? I reach out to anybody. I'll just reach out and ask them if they want to come on. They can't do nothing but say yes or no. So far, we're 3 for 3. Everybody has said yay, and we got a few more lined up. So it doesn't matter. It could be Bama, SEC, whoever y'all want to see, man. I love to have them on, and y'all can, ask them the questions that you want to ask. So whoever it is, Sean Alexander. Okay, I think I may reach out to Sean Ingram. I can do that. Okay, cool. Oh man, y'all going heavy. The heavy hitters. Okay, it's a good time to reach out to them because the heavy hitters, of course, their schedule is a lot busier than normal people. But right now, while everything is, on the low, looks like they got a little more time. So I'm definitely enjoying it. We like I said, we 3 for 3, so I'm gonna keep on chopping at the wood, man. But thank y'all so much. I'll see y'all here next time, man. Y'all stay tuned for the next interview. Roll Tide. Love y'all.